As a leader, you make hundreds of decisions every day, but there's one you make unconsciously over and over. That one has more impact than any other. It's a decision that dictates who gets hurt, which problems get solved, and whether your team ultimately succeeds or stagnates. It all comes down to a simple question. As a leader, are you hands-on decision maker or the front desk decision maker? Think about it for a second. Your answer reveals a hidden default that could be holding you and your entire team back. It determines whether you are too close to see real problems or you are too distant to understand the human challenges behind those problems. This isn't about preference, it's about your position, and that position is either your greatest asset or your most dangerous blind spot. Let's go about it strategically.
Welcome to Advanced Quality Programs with Juan Navarro. In this podcast, we're going to dive deep into the world of quality and leadership philosophies that drive successful businesses and great leaders to actually apply them to your everyday life. So if you're ready to improve your life, one quality principle at a time, let's get started.
Whether you are realizing it or not, every leader tends to operate from one of those two positions. Think of it as a helpful metaphor. First, there's the leader in the hands-on position. This is the insider leader. You are right there in the mix with your team, at the shop floor, empathetic, and plugged into the day-to-day grind. You feel the frustrations of your team and celebrate their wins because you are right there beside them. People trust you because they see you as one of them. You don't just manage your team. You feel like you are part of the team. In many ways, this is a huge strength. But this is only one position. The other one is the leader at the front desk. This is the outsider leader. From here, you are the one who gets the perspective. You aren't caught up in the immediate drama or the nitty-gritty of every task. You see the whole hands-on from a bigger perspective, noticing how all the parts move together. You can spot patterns, anticipate collisions, and think strategically about where the group needs to go. Your focus is on the big picture, in the metrics, in the long-term vision. This distance provides you with clarity and that essential picture for making thought strategical calls. Now, you probably identify more with one of these positions than the other. But here's the dangerous assumption most leaders make. They believe their natural position is the right one. The front desk leader scoffs at the hands-off or hands-on leader. Why? Because he thinks he's getting lost in the weeds. And the hands-on leader criticizes the front desk leader for being cold and out of touch. Why are we thinking one of both are wrong? If your greatest leadership strength is left unchecked, it becomes your biggest blind spot. This isn't about being good or bad leader. It's about recognizing that your default position creates predictable, dangerous consequences. Ignoring them can slowly but surely pull your team apart. Let's explore the high costs of a fixed position. And let's be brutally honest about the cost of staying in one position, in one place. These aren't just theories. They are the real-world reasons why teams fall apart, projects fail, and your best people walk out the door. The first one. Let's look at the danger of living on the hands-on position. As the close leader, the insider leader, your greatest asset is your connection. It starts to backfire when you get too involved. You risk of losing impartiality. That quick chat with your favorite team member easily becomes a proximity bias, where you unconsciously favor the people that is close to you. Soon enough, you are giving more opportunities to people you like, not necessarily because this is the people most capable of delivering results, but because you are close to them. Of course, everybody knows Peter. Everybody loves Peter. and he's the heart of the team, and you are close with him. But this time, his performance has been slipping for months. The high performers see that situation, and their frustration starts building. But because you are hands-on leader and you are part of the team, you are working together with Peter. You make excuses for him. You protect him. You can be the one who make the tough, impartial call because your personal relationship is on the way. The result, your A players get demoralized, feeling like effort doesn't matter as much as friendship. Morale plummets, and eventually your best people leave. Your desire to be a compassionate insider has led to favoritism and crippled your team performance. Now let's climb up to the front desk. The danger of the too distant leader. The more isolating kind of failure. Because from the front desk, you see the spreadsheets, the charts, the strategical goals. What you don't see is that human friction, that human interaction. You don't see the burnout building in your star engineer because of a clunky process you just approved. You don't hear the quiet resentment brewing because your team feels like cogs in a machine. It's a well-known pattern in business. When employees feel unseen or unheard by the leadership, their engagement plummets. They not quit, but they quit trying. They do the bare minimum not to get fired. They comply, but they are not committed to results. Imagine a leader who pushes for major software changes. From the front desk, the decision makes perfect sense for efficiency, for effectiveness, but they never stepped into the hands-on position to ask the team what challenges they might be facing. They never shadowed an employee for an hour to see how the old system actually worked. So the rollout is a disaster. The team is frustrated, productivity tanks, and the leader is left wondering, why didn't they just do what I asked them to do? They were so focused on the strategic what that they completely missed the human how. Their distance created a massive execution gap. Whether you are too close or too distant, the outcome is the same. You lose trust, you stifle growth, and you hold your team back. So how can you develop and solve this position? This is what we call developing your position awareness, the reflection part. It is if you are getting stuck that it becomes dangerous. How can you answer the call? It is not about finding some mythical perfect middle ground. The solution is actually to develop what we call that positional awareness. This is the skill of intentionally moving between the hands-on engineer, pulling your sleeves up, to the front desk. It is about building the reflex to know where you are, why you are there, and when is the right time to move your perspective and your position. The best leaders are not just static, they are the ones that becomes the masters of this dynamic. They are both dancers and observers. So how can you actually do this? Here are 3 concrete strategies that you can use to build your positional awareness. 1, schedule your reality check. This is your deliberate move from the front desk down to the hands-on. An open door policy isn't enough. That's passive. You have to be active. A reality check means scheduling time to experience the work as your team is experiencing it. This isn't a meeting to review metrics. It's a meeting to understand reality. Conduct skip level 1-to-1, where you talk to the people who report to you, direct reports, and ask them, what is the most frustrating part of your day? What is that thing that we do that makes no sense? Better yet, shadow a team member for an hour. Sit with them, watch them as they work, and this practice gives you the ground truth you'll never find in a report. Second strategy is to be in a strategical retreat. This is your intentional move from the hands-on to the front desk. If you're a leader who is always in the thick of it, your biggest enemy is the lack of perspective. The strategic retreat is not negotiable. You need to schedule time for you to be alone and think. Put 1 or 2 think time blocks on your calendar every week. And you need to protect them as your most important meeting. Because this time is the time you step away from that team's immediate needs and emotions. You can review data, reread the strategic plans, and ask big picture questions. Are we still focusing on the right things? What obstacles are on the horizon? What is the way we are working that is sustainable? This forces you to get the objectivity you lose in the hands-on position and stops you from letting urgent but unimportant tasks kill your strategy. And the third is the position audit. You can fix blind spots if you can see them. A position audit is about actively asking others to be your mirror. Go to a trusted peer or a trusted mentor to ask them directly, based on our last project. Would you say I was operating from the hands-on or from the front desk? Where did you think that showed up? Even more courageously, you can create a safe way to ask your team to use anonymous surveys with simple questions like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how connected do you feel I am to the team's day-to-day challenges? On the scale 1 to 10, how clear you on your strategic goals are focusing? Yeah? The gap between those scores will tell you everything that you need to know about where you are and where your team sees you. This isn't a performance review. This is an awareness tool to help you to see yourself the way your team does. And the payoff is leading with agility. When you master moving between these two positions, something transformative happens. Your leadership stops being about your personal style and starts to be about what your team needs in that specific moment. When you are in the hands-on position, you are building psychological safety. Your team knows you understand their word and you have their back. They feel seen as a people, not just as resources. Then, when you move to the front desk, then they trust your strategic decision because they know the reality was part of that decision. It was a calculated one. You are not longer a distant authority handing down orders. You are a trusted guide who has seen the real work from their view, and you have now the top view to show them the way forward. This blend of empathy and strategy is what truly unlocks teams' potential. It creates a culture where people feel safe enough to innovate and aligned enough to move in the right direction together. You stop being the leader who just reflects the team temperature and become the one who sets the thermostat. In the end, the most effective leaders aren't defined by one position. They are defined by their agility. Your job isn't to be the close leader or the distant leader. Your job is to be the leader who knows when to be which. The blind spot isn't being hands-on or front desk. The blind spot is believing that you only belong to one of them. So don't get stuck. Don't let your default position become a prison. The best leaders know when to join the dance and when to step back and watch and enjoy. The real work is learning the steps to do both. That's it for this week. If this video challenged your perspective on leadership, hit that subscribe button. We talk about actionable strategies like this every single week. And now I have a question for you. Which position do you think you naturally lean toward? The hands-on or the front desk? Leave a comment below and share your stories on the comment section. And before leaving, thanks everybody for rating my books, The Quality Mindset, Life Quality Projects, and Principles of Quality. It helps a lot to expand the message. And before leaving, thanks for watching and stay excellent.
One small change triggers everything. Watch how agile thinking works. Inspect, adapt, repeat. Each step builds the next, creating confident, unstoppable momentum. This is The Quality Mindset by Juan Navarro. Get your copy now.